guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday. This is where I normally do a 5x5, but I'm taking a break from the 5x5s for 1 week to do a video that everyone has requested. The 5x5s, the live performances, and live commentary will be back next week. Today, I want to talk about my trip to Penguin Magic, my trip to the States. I'm currently here in my hotel room. In a couple of hours, I'm jumping on a plane back to the UK, just in time to get back to my daughter's birthday, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I've had so many people contact me and message me and speak to me and ask about my trip to Penguin and what I was doing here and what I thought about the whole experience. And you know what? I thought I'd take this opportunity to do a video to talk to you about what happened when I went to Penguin Magic. So, I'm always real with you guys, so I'll tell you the whole story. One of the main reasons that I actually came back to the Magic community was because of Sean Dunn. Now, if you don't know Sean and Mandy head up like the P3 side of Penguin, which is all of the stuff that they produce themselves, right? And Sean Dunn reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to produce some magic through Penguin Magic? Now, at the time, I hadn't really done anything for years, like for years and years and years. I was kind of out the industry. And that was kind of the first catalyst that brought me back in. And I said to him, yeah, I'd absolutely love to. Let's make it happen. It was shortly after that that I got invited to do the Bear Pit at Blackpool 2020. And the plan was that I was going to be filming some stuff with Penguin, and it was going to be absolutely amazing. And then obviously COVID hit. And I tried to film some stuff in the UK. I actually went and filmed some stuff with Dee Christopher, who was working with Penguin at the time. But because it was all locked down and because we couldn't really leave our houses, that ended up not being able to be used, which was a shame. But in hindsight, it was the best thing because I'm really passionate about any project that I'm involved in, having live performances so you can see it actually works in the real world. And it was impossible at the time, at the beginning of 2020, it was impossible to get live performances. So it took 2 years for me to get to Columbus, to Ohio, to film. And it literally has. I mean, in that time, I've released stuff with Alakazam, I've released stuff with Murphy's. But the first company that I said yes to, and the 1914, but the first company that I actually said yes to was Penguin. And anybody who watches my channel knows that I'm really high on Penguin Magic. I think that they do a lot right. I love the videos that I get, which when I place an order and I get to see my stuff boxed, I think that that's wonderful. I like the picture that I get saying thanks for the order. All these little things as a business owner, as somebody who runs a business, seeing that customer journey side of things with Penguin, I've always really appreciated that. And, you know, I've been a Penguin customer for years. From the outside looking in, I've always been impressed. And yeah, you know, they've had tricks that I haven't particularly liked. Neo by Nicholas Lawrence that came out recently. I didn't like that at all. I didn't think it was very good. They got some stuff that's great. They've got some stuff that's not so great. Generally, I think as a rule, a lot of the Penguin items are really good. But from the outside going in, I've always been really impressed. So I arrived in Columbus and I thought, to be honest, I was going to have a nice chilled out week. I was here for like 6-7 days. I thought it's only going to take a couple of days to film all of this stuff. It's going to be fine. It's going to be not a problem. Oh my God, I have never worked so hard in my entire life. I have never filmed so much stuff in my entire life. I'm currently sitting here now and I feel like I've hit the wall. Yesterday was my last day of filming. I got back in about midnight like I have been most nights, and I'm just really tired. But it's been absolutely amazing. And I want to tell you about some of the stuff that I've seen here that I've been kind of impressed with. So first of all, the team that Penguin have around them. The team that and really I say Penguin, but I've been working really more with P3. You know, I've been spending a lot of time with Eric Tate, and everybody knows I'm very high on Eric Tate. Eric is absolutely amazing, like he is. He's one of the best sleight of hand artists in the world, in my opinion. And then you've got Nick Lacoppa, who is, you know, I've interviewed Nick on my channel, And I've always been very high on him, and I think he's a great presenter. He's the guy that kind of puts a lot of the instructional downloads together. But you know what? Having spent some time with him, he's kind of like, the best way to describe him is like the new Daryl. He's like the magician's magician. He's just very good at everything that he does. And his mind works really in a kind of a really interesting way. Like I was filming a project over here, one of the projects I was filming, and I'd done it one particular way for absolutely ages. And we went out to a bar to get some live performance footage, and Nick goes, have you thought of doing that? Which made it 20 times better. And it was just a case of him looking at it and going, hey, have you thought of doing that? And it was this one little move, and I'm like, man, that's absolutely genius. So really high on those two guys. And the person that really surprised me, just because I didn't really know him, was Nick Poper. Now, if you don't know Nick Poper, I guarantee you will do. He's got an incredible story because he started off as a kid just going to Penguin Magic expos and things like that, and he's now doing his dream job, working at Penguin Magic, and he's got some stuff coming out this year that blew me away. He's got a rising card. It's not a rising card. It is a rising card, but it's the principle behind the rising card, which you can do so much with, like literally so much with. It's so exciting as a project. Imagine having just a regular deck of cards, having somebody pick a card. You can even borrow the deck, have somebody pick a card, have them lose it into the deck themselves. They shuffle the cards, you take it back and you make the card rise out the deck, or you dribble the cards to the table and you reach into the dribble and you pull their card out, or a million other things. And it's really clever, really smart. He's also got this thing with a Sharpie, and I'm telling you right now, mark my words, this is going to be as big as Double Cross. He performed it for me live, and I just literally had no idea. It's got crazy good visuals. So I was really high on Nick Poper. The whole team were great. And they've got their own building where they have just like this team of people making gimmicks. And the best way to describe it is I went into this building and it was like going into Q's laboratory, right? Not that I'm James Bond by any stretch of the imagination, but like I met Seth and the team that Seth worked with. They're all super talented magicians in their own right. They do a lot of the Instagram stuff and a lot of the social media stuff. All of them are fantastic, and they're there just making these really complex gimmicks, like really complicated gimmicks. And they're just like, I went over to this table and this guy was making Little Door, and I went over here and I went over there, and I went into the back and they're drilling stuff for Keymaster and everything. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. And some of the stuff that Seth and his team are working on blew my mind. Just under camera here, I've got something that I've been given that's coming out soon that is just a game changer when it comes to card magic. Speaking to Mandy and Sean, they've got so many projects in active development. They've got so many gimmicks that they're building and they're working on. And I've never seen that before. I've never seen a company that's got a huge, massive gimmick building team, like that they've got their own massive building just to make all of these gimmicks. And then you've got the P3 studio, the P3 Magic Theatre. Now, every time I've seen that in a Penguin Live, it's like this really long room, right? They've completely changed it. So now it's all tiered seating and there's black curtains everywhere, and you walk in, and when you get there, there's this little bar area with cocktail tables, and then you come down and you go into the theater, and there's like the amount of cameras that they have in that room. They have like audience cams, they have overhead cams, they have cams coming in on various different stuff. Penguin are not afraid to spend money to get the best possible product that they can get. And the setup that they've got, this computer setup that monitors all the cameras and everything, it's incredible. I was blown away. I was blown away at the theatre. And speaking as a business owner, so speaking as somebody who's not a magician, but speaking to somebody who's spent their life running businesses, this is a really smart operation. And every single person I spoke to that works at P3, that works at Penguin Magic, they're really kind of pulling in the right direction. The whole team have this like vision of making the best magic that they can make and really kind of providing the best quality customer service that they can provide. And you can't embed that in a team. It has to be part of the infrastructure. It comes from the top and trickles down. And seeing everybody just laser focused and all pulling in the right direction, that's probably one of the things that I was most impressed with. So yeah, I mean, I think that, this is a very different video to Magic TV. Normally I don't do these sort of videos. This is kind of like just a vlog of my journey and what I've seen when I've been over here. But I really wanted to give a shout out to Penguin because I've worked with some amazing companies. Alakazam are a fantastic company to work with. Peter Nardi, Harry Nardi, everybody, they're just so awesome to work with. Dave and his team at PropDog were really great to work with. Dee Christopher and Jack Curtis and Louis Lavelle blow me away from the 1914 because their production value is through the roof. And, working with Murphys and working with Lloyd Barnes, who's one of my best friends in the world, that's always a wonderful experience. And they're so great to work with. But Penguin just, wow. I wasn't expecting to be blown away. I was expecting to come in and go, yeah, this is good, do my filming and then get out. And it was so much more than that. So what did I do when I was over there? This is what you guys probably want to know. I've been promoting this for absolutely ages, but I filmed the Keymaster Project. And when I say a project, it is indeed a project. This is the Keymaster that I've always wanted to create. I've always wanted to present to the Magic community. It's almost a 3-hour project. And it's, for the first time ever, I've taken all of the other ideas that I've had with Keymaster and I've combined them into one project. There's 11 routines. It's not just the original Keymaster routine. There's 11 routines. There's a lot of live performance footage. And here's the thing. I had the original Keymaster come out. And that was great. And then we brought out Keymaster Reloaded a couple of years later with kind of sort of Chinatown half gimmicks. And that was okay, but I don't think it was a step forward in the direction I wanted it to go. Then Keymaster Chrome came out and I had absolutely nothing to do with that project at all. I didn't even know it had come out until it was on the shelves. And then we've got this. Now we've got Keymaster, the new version. So it's got an extra gimmick. Which is cool because a lot of the routines use that extra gimmick. So you've got 4 keys, not 3. You've got an extra key. And then you've got all these crazy routines. Like there's this ring and string routine, right? Which is with a key and a string. And it's like a multi-phase key and string routine that you go into straight after Keymaster. And then the final phase, the spectator holds the string, the spectator holds the key. They hold everything. They pull it off themselves, which is an insane moment. And then you turn around to them. You don't take anything off them. They're holding the key. They're holding the string. They've pulled it off. And then you go, you know what? I don't even know how you did that. There's no hole in the key. And they look at the key that they just pulled off the string themselves, and there's no hole on there. And it's kind of like a Sixth Sense type moment. It's like, what? Where did that come from? How did that even happen? So you've got that. And what I do on the project is I talk about how to routine all of this together, because I'm really passionate about having an act with the keys and how to actually create an act using all of these keys. So it's not just a one-trick pony. We talk about transitioning from one routine into the other and what's the best way to go and how do you do this and how do you get from this to this and how do you get from that to that. And I've included stuff with business cards. There's this killer routine, right? Where you take a key, you have it examined, you take a business card and you draw a key on the business card. And it is genuinely one business card. They sign it and you take a hole punch and you hole punch a hole in the head of the key because that's where the hole would be. They take their signed business card. There is no switch. You take their signed business card, they hold it in between their hands. And then you take the key and you move the hole down the stem visually, like super visually. And then when they look at the business card, now the hole has moved to the stem in their hands on their signed business card. Just killer stuff. So my goal is that you've got like a 15-minute act, 20-minute act that just hangs on your keys. And for the first time ever, since the original Keymaster, the keys are uncut. That's really important to me for a couple of different reasons. One, I actually prefer using uncut keys. I've always preferred using uncut keys. However, the concept behind the original Keymaster was you can take the uncut keys, go to a place that cuts keys, and you can cut them to the shape of your own house key. So if you're leaving the house, you know that whole thing, I've got nothing on me. If your gimmicks are your house keys, you're always going to have them on you. And that's the concept behind having the key blanks. So I insisted on that happening. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing project. So I filmed 10 projects while I was over here. 10. And a Penguin Live. The Penguin Live was incredible. It was like a 40-minute show of just killer material. Most of it self-working, but I did throw a couple of routines in there that are a little bit of a challenge, but most of it is self-working. Really cool routines, like some amazing stuff. And I included my any card at any number, which I did a live performance of a couple of weeks ago on the 5x5. That's on the Penguin Live, a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Like just really solid commercial material. It was really nice that Eric and Nick said it was one of the best Penguin Lives they'd ever seen. That was awesome. So I did the Penguin Live. I think that's going to be out fairly soon. I can't really tell you all of the projects because there's so many. There's so many. You want to look out for a project that's coming out soon, and it's an everyday carry item. That's all I'm telling you. It's an everyday carry item that you just put in your wallet, and it takes up no space. It literally takes up no space. If you folded a credit, it's not a playing card, it's got nothing to do with playing cards, but if you folded a playing card into quarters, that's how much space it would take in your wallet. It takes absolutely no space, but it's like an incredible mentalism routine that everybody can do. And it's based on a classic mentalism routine that's done on stage, and you can now do this as part of your everyday carry. When I was out at bars getting live performance footage of this, it was just the reactions were through the roof. I'm going to give you one more sneak peek as well. I'm not going to tell you about all the projects other than look out for the one called Thud. You guys are going to love that. But one of the projects I want to talk to you about is Chop, because Chop is something that I bought out years ago. And it's a little bit like Keymaster in that when I bought out Chop, it was just literally a one-trick pony. It was a chop cup. It was like, hey, it was a chop cup with a borrowed cup and a borrowed bill, and it was fantastic, and it was all good, and everything was wonderful, but that's all it was. And over the last 10 or 15 years, I've done so much more with that chop gimmick. And for the first time ever, I'm including everything I know with chop. So yeah, you learn the chop cup routine. However, there's new moves. When I presented the original chop cup routine, there were 5 moves, I think. Now there's 12 moves with a cup and a borrowed bill. And Nick Poper, he was actually part of the team that made the gimmicks for chop. And he was sitting in the sort of the computer section, and I could just hear him giggling throughout the shoot for Chop as I was demonstrating these moves, because he was like, oh my gosh, I knew it could do this, but I didn't know it could do all of this. So that was really nice to see. So that's that, but so much other stuff. So there's coin routines with Chop, there's tricks with sponge balls with Chop, and I'm including for the first time ever my mystery box with Chop. Now, you can use the Chop gimmick to do the most killer mystery box ever. Without using a box, so you borrow a cup, you borrow a coffee cup, you take a folded up card, you drop it in the coffee cup, they see it go in the coffee cup, you put the coffee cup, you can put it anywhere you want to, on the table, as far away from you as you want, it's completely up to you, and you say, watch that. You then do whatever card routine you want to do. And then you end up by taking the cup and giving it them. They check the folded up card still in there, which it is. They tip it out themselves. They open it and it's their signed card. And you can do it with any borrowed cup. If you just have your Chop gimmick with you, you're good to go anytime, anywhere, into that routine or any other routine. The point I'm trying to make is I'm really proud of the stuff that I filmed over here. The team was so amazing at making sure that it was all correct. We were out every night filming live performances in bars around Columbus, Ohio. And I've never worked so hard in my life. I'm going to be sleeping on the plane all the way back. But yeah, I mean, like I say, this is a different video for me. This isn't the sort of video that I normally do. It's kind of like a little vlog of my journey. But I wanted to give a shout out because sometimes we're quite negative about stuff, aren't we? I know I am, you know, when I rip into magic tricks and I rip into props, and, you know, I think it's the right thing to do. I think you've got to be honest. If something comes out and it's not good, I think you need to say that. A little bit like Neo. I said to everybody at Penguin, that's one of the worst tricks I've ever seen. I hate it, you know, it's just my opinion. But when people do things right, I think you need to highlight that as well. And everybody I interacted with here at Penguin, everything I saw was nothing less than absolutely mind-blowing. And some of the stuff that they have coming out in the next 2 years is incredible. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, it is a bit of a weird video. It's kind of more of a vlog of my journey and a vlog of my trip over to the States. Let me ask you a question. Would you like to see more vlogs like this where I kind of sum up a trip that I've gone on? I'm doing a few of these over the next year. If you want to see a video like this, I can do it. Is this the sort of thing that you guys dig? Let me know and I'll do another one. If not, I'll just never do it again. But I want to say thanks very much for continuing to support me and watching this video. The 5x5s will be back next week. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'm going to be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock with a live, 2 o'clock with the shorts, and at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be here. What am I doing at 9 o'clock? It's going to be an interview. So I'll see you then. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.